Hi, Jeffrey, I see you. I'm still trying to get this together. YouTube streaming. My first streaming session. Actually, my first streaming session on YouTube. Streaming on other platforms I have done, but this is my first time streaming on YouTube. So you're going to have to bear with any irregularities or inconsistencies, especially with the technicals. Hi, Maras. Good to see you. This is awesome. It really, really is awesome. You know, I'm happy to roll with 2 or 3 people because as I'm hoping most of you actually subscribe. Okay, so you can hear me well. Thank you. How to enter the trades. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, so thanks for that. Since you all can hear me and I'm good to go. So what I want to do is I'm going to move my screen over to my charting screen. And let me know if you can see my charting screen, because I can't seem to share. I can't seem to have both screens up at the same time. So while I'm charting, I cannot see anything you're saying in the chat box. Okay, so I just have to assume you can, forgive me. It's fine. Let me know if you can see my charts. I think you can. You can see my charts, yes? Let me get a yes from you if you can see my charts. Let me get a yes from you if you can see my charts. Okay, I'm going to start anyway, and I just, keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best. Hopefully, if I continue these sessions, I'll get better at the technicals. And so you all know me, I do upload videos to YouTube on a weekly, actually 2 videos a week. I've kind of been trying to keep to that regime, and being a new year, I decided, because I do get quite a few questions from you, I decided to hopefully make it more interactive by creating these live sessions. So I'll do a little bit of charting, and all I'm going to do today is I'm going to create support and resistance lines. Now, if you're new to this, I would just say hang in there. You may get a lot of new terminology, but that's okay. I know you'll catch up eventually. And of course, you do need to keep on watching the videos that I put out there. I also would appreciate if you let me know because this live stream is all about feedback as well. Let me know if you would like to see these live streams on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. So 1 a month, 4 a month, or maybe a live stream every other week. I'd be very interested in knowing. It's part of the point of this first live stream, to get a feel for what it is that you would need, and not so much about what I want to do. Okay, so that's that. If you do have a comment, I'm not sure if I hope to just do a little charting for 10 minutes and then move into questions and answers. So you can start putting your comments in probably as soon as I'm kind of winding down with drawing the support and resistance levels. And let's just take it from there. So I have a chart up here, and these are stocks. So these usually I will chart securities that I actually own. So I actually own Jamia, and of course the green candlesticks. Now, first of all, we're on a daily time frame. So every candlestick represents one day, and you can see what happened yesterday on Friday. Jamia did some major move up from the day before it closed at $45. And this thing just rolled all the way. It just added $12, to its share price. So it's done some major moves. But what I want to do is right from back here, if we go all the way back, so we have this is January 2021. So this is almost like a year's worth of daily candlesticks. And we can see that when this thing started, there's a major area of consolidation. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start drawing our levels. And what we do with levels is we're looking for areas of support and resistance. The support being the low point, which tends to be the floor. So price action usually will bounce off of support, but if price action falls down through support, then that means the price of that stock is going down. And all these levels simply means what the levels really mean is that there are buyers and sellers at strategic price points. So, they've set up their computers such that when the price rises to a certain point, the computer would be told buy, 80 million of these shares. When it drops to a certain price point, the computer or the algorithm will simply say to sell. And so those price points are important to know as a day trader. You need to know where those price points are hidden, if you like, because they're not going to tell you that, when price drops to this point, price is just going to keep on dropping. Those are the things that as a trader you kind of want on your charts to inform you as to whether you want to get into a trade or not. So I have my levels already preset in here. And so I'm going to start from the very low here, back in, March of last year, 2020. Jamia, I call it Jamia, but that's just the ticker name, JMIA. Was trading at $2.15. So we can draw a level right there. Okay, so there's my red level. What this support level does is if this price action should ever come down this low, you want to be way out of that trade. But of course, we're not expecting it to come all the way down to this point. So let's keep on drawing our levels. And we're really, with the levels, we're looking to see where the candlestick touches that level, where we have the greatest number of touches. Now the touches could be at the bottom of the candlestick or at the top of the candlestick. So I have another one here. We can see here the top of the candlestick here, the top area here, but over where this my little cursor is, we see the bottom of the candlestick. So looking at this one, so this one 7/8, which is July the 8th of last year. On this day, we see this green candlestick broke above resistance. To the left of my vertical line, you can see that price action had never broken above this point ever. It had come close to it here, but it didn't go beyond. It had come close to it here, didn't go beyond. Same here, never gone beyond. But on this day, it did. The minute it breaks, or the minute it broke above the resistance is always the ceiling. That is like that point at which at which sellers will sell. So the minute price gets to that point, the sellers step in, they're selling their shares, and the price always goes down. But on this day, there were more buyers than sellers. And that's why we have this green candlestick breaking above. Now, I want you to take note, between this day it broke above, it hasn't fallen below that point. So this is going to be a very strong level point. Very strong. It's going to take a lot for price action to come down to this point and break below it. Now you look at price action kept going up. So we're going to draw some more levels. What it is with drawing levels is you just have to kind of eyeball it. There is no hard and fast way of doing it. you kind of eyeball it and see where you can see candlesticks touching any level point wherever you move your level, where you see the greatest number of touches. We can see in this area so many touches here. So every time price action attempted to drop below this support level, which is the floor at this point, to the left of this candlestick, this same level was the ceiling, the resistance. To the right of the candlestick, it becomes the floor because price action is not dropping below it, which is good. It's a strong support level. So this would be a good area to buy. The minute we'll draw another support. I'm going to draw another level. So looking to the left, usually when you're drawing your levels, you're starting at the left. And you can see here, to the utmost left, you see this point here. That's one touch. To the right, another touch. And we can see it bottoming off here. So that's another level right there. And we're going to keep going and keep going. So I'm going to look for the bigger level, the stronger level points, or the more obvious ones. We have another bottom here. So price action came down here and didn't drop below. So let's see if we can find a level. When price action can drop below a point, usually it's a strong support level. So let's see to the left of the chart at the point at which it was resistance before it became support over here. It was a resistance at this point right here. So there's another level. There's another level. This is a nice clear level. Because over the course of from August to November, that is 2 months, 2.5 months, price action did not go above this point. I'm going to change its color because that is a very strong. So that's a very strong level point. The minute it breaks above, guys, this is where you want to enter a trade. Price action has never broken above this white point in the history of this stock. And the minute it breaks above it, you want to be ready to enter into that trade. Because once you can confirm, so what would happen at this point? Because this is a daily chart. You always use your lower time frames to enter into your trades. Rarely should you enter into a trade on a higher time frame. The high time frame just give us a ballpark figure of what the stock is doing. We can generally see that this stock has been moving up. It's had some dips, some consolidation periods, but all in all, it's moving up. That's all you do on these higher time frames. Is everybody okay for now? Everybody good? Okay, you can start getting ready with your questions because I'm rounding up here. So this is a very strong level, and you can see what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. For the period of over a week, this stock was just running up. And anybody who entered that trade at the point of $20.94 and you picked up, 20 shares, 50, 100, you'd be sitting pretty with this gain. So gain 21 to, guys, that's a $20 gain over a 6-day period. So $20, and if you're holding 100 shares, you know how much that gain that would be. So we're going to draw a few more levels. We can see some consolidation going on around here. So there is a level here because price action wasn't, after it hit this point, let's get our level there. So that's an automatic level. It runs up 6 days, and then it's the sellers step in and start selling their shares, taking profit basically. And whenever there is excess taking profit, which is selling, the price of that stock will always go down. So in this respect, I'm talking about stocks, but this is applicable to Forex trading, cryptocurrency trading, futures trading. It's the same charting, principles and concepts that are used no matter what you're trading. So there, and then let's finish off our levels. Now we have another level here. So I want to see what happened on this day, Friday, yesterday. I'm going to draw a level. Prior to Friday, there would have been a level obviously there because price action topped here and then started heading back down, broke down below this next level, broke down below the blue level. You can see once it broke down below the blue level, then we had another 2 weeks of it being trading under support. And this blue level that was support all of a sudden becomes resistance because it's now resisting price action going above it. So on this day with this candle, price action ran up and we have another level here. Now, if I had been, I've already been in this trade for some time, but if I was wanting to enter into this trade, I would have my levels right here. And I would go down, go down to a smaller time frame. So this is the 15-minute time frame. Let's see. So this is that level. So this is like the day before price action just ran up. And if I'm looking at this trade, this 15 minutes or even the 1 minute, let's go down to the 1 minute. I usually enter my trades in on the 1 minute time frame. So this is, wait, let me see. Okay, so this is Friday. So that stock started moving from down here all the way up on Friday. It's gained like $18 per share. The market opens and this is the level I'm looking at. The minute price action breaks above this level, I'm entering in the trade. I'm entering that trade. That's going to be a good trade because this is the highest point that JMIA has ever been. $48. The minute it breaks above it, boom, you pick up some shares and you're sitting pretty for the rest of the day. This is how you use levels to inform your trading. It's just a map. It helps you understand understand better price action. At the end of the day, nobody can 100% predict what's going to happen on Monday, but we can kind of guess. If I looked at this, I will guess that there'll be a lot of people taking profit, a lot of traders taking profit, and there's a chance that this price action will drop. So this would be your point of taking profit. You wouldn't at this point want to get into the trade until, again, it breaks above the next level. Then you want to enter your trade again. And that's it. That should have been 10 minutes, but I went a little longer. It does take a little time to figure these things out, but eventually we do get there. So I'm going to start taking some questions at this point. Okay, I'm going to start taking some questions at this point. Okay, so I'm seeing some weeklies here. Okay, I hear you. Yes. No, JMIA is not a cryptocurrency. It's just stock. It's just shares. Weekly or bi-weekly, Mara, I hear you. This is not TradingView, but TradingView is very similar. So if I go over to my TradingView screen, what I find that most traders do is, the first screen I showed you is actually THINKORSWIM by TD Ameritrade. And it has so many, it has such a high level of functionality. It has so many features on it. So even though I do trade on that platform and it's purely stocks and futures and things like that, but I only trade stocks on that platform. But if I'm going to want to do some analysis, I will use THINKORSWIM. Now this is TradingView, and TradingView, you can see my cryptocurrencies that I have on watch here. And the good thing about TradingView is I can actually keep an eye on my shares as well as well as my cryptocurrency. And these, you know, the functionality of TradingView is just a little reduced. But if I wanted to draw levels here, I would go, you know, to this top line here, and I would choose what kind of line I want. And in this case, I have chosen the horizontal line, and I would do the same. I would just click it, and there's that level there. There's a beautiful level, right? This is, what is this? This is Bitcoin and the US dollar. Now look at this beautiful level. See? Can you see that level? And can you see, this is a daily chart. Okay, this is a 5-minute Bitcoin USD chart. And you can see this level here, you know, right here where this cursor is, and you can see how price action is breaking above it. If I wanted to get into this trade, I would wait. I would of course check it on a higher time frame first, and then I would, you know, as a day trader, you know, day traders, we're not usually looking for a lot of movement. I mean, if we get a lot of movement, so be it. But we're just looking for just a definite movement in the right direction. I like to go long in my trades. I am not a short seller. Short sellers will buy high and will sell high and buy low, and they make profit when the stock goes down. I do it sometimes, but that's not my big thing. And you can see, even looking at Bitcoin USD, that level is which is resistance. It goes up, it tries to go past it, it can't, because it's a level of resistance that's been created by these two candles. These guys tried to go above it, they couldn't. This guy's trying to go above it, it can't. And so that's just what these levels do. The minute it goes above it, it just shows that we have buyers. Buyers push the price up. So when the candle is green, it means we have more buyers than sellers, and the price is going to go up. I would love to see what my playback will look like, because somehow I don't feel I'm doing this quite right, but I'll just hang in there. Bear with me while I try to get back to where I was. Okay. Okay, Nina, what do I mean by entering my trades on a lower time frame? If you're a swing trader, if you're someone who wants to enter a trade, like you want to buy a coin pair, or you want to buy a stock, and you believe in that company, and you plan to hold that that security. You plan to hold it for 2 months, 3 months, because you believe the fact that price will ultimately go up higher. Then you can enter in on the high time frames. But for day traders, what the definition of a day trader is, you're trying to make money within a day period, and there's no guarantee that just because price goes up is going to keep going up. Price goes up, price comes down. And so you use the higher time frames, the daily, the weekly, just to understand the direction of trend. But you're going to use the lower time frames, the 1 minute. You're going to use the 1 minute. I use the 1 minute, and I tend to use the 5 minute. Those two time frames. And I usually will set it up in this fashion. So I have the 1 minute here, and I have the 5 minute here. And if I'm going to enter into a trade, it's going to be on the 1 minute. This is the 1 minute chart to the left. Okay, so let's just create a little section here. You can see I already have a level here. So I would have been looking at price action breaking above this level, this red level. The minute it breaks above this level, which is 1306, let's look at 1306 on the 5 minute. is about here. It's broken above the red level, and you can see, looking to the right of this, my vertical line, price action just kept going up. And so I would have waited to enter this trade once it breaks above the price level. Now, it broke above the price level here. It goes up, it comes down, but it doesn't fall below. So this is, it just basically gives you a general idea of, you know, the worst thing that can happen, and it happens to all traders, is you enter into a trade and immediately price action drops. And your $100 investment, before you can blink, it's all of a sudden it's $80, $75. And so as a day trader, we want to be sure that price action is going to go up and that your $100 will turn into 125, 150, 200, and then you take profit. And so that's why we want to ensure that we go in, we want our entries to be precise, and going in on the smaller time frames ensures that your entries are more precise. That's all it does. Honorable Junior, how do we exit trades with profits using OCO? Well, see, that's the beauty of OCO. OCO stands for one cancels other. So one cancels other means, you know, at the point at which you purchased your trade, you've purchased your trade, you own the security, you own the coins. Now you want to set your OCO order, and it means one cancels other. So you're literally setting two orders. And the one order is going to be your stop loss. So if this price action, the minute you buy it, price action starts dropping, then if it drops past a certain point, create an order and get me out of that trade. So instead of you losing, say, $50, you lose $10 and you're out of the trade. It's automated. But the minute you've purchased your security, you set your OCO order, and if price action moves upwards, it will create the take profit order for if price action is increasing. So it's automated, and it just ensures, you know, because it's possible to enter into a position and not have any means of exit. You're just holding it and praying and hoping this thing increases. That's not the smartest way to trade. People like Warren Buffett, you know, one of the wealthiest men in the world, he tends to be, you know, he tends to look for what they call value shares, stocks that are undervalued, just a bit like when you buy something at a bargain price. You know, you buy something on eBay, I don't know, you know, a Game Boy, or not Game Boy, or sound system or whatever. You buy it on Etsy for $100 and you go sell it on eBay for $200. So you're always looking out for the price of that thing you're looking for. You're looking for it at discount prices. And that's what Warren Buffett does. So he buys shares and he just holds them because he knows over 5 years, this value is going to increase. I hope that answers your question. Okay, I like that question, Mara. Mara says, if I'm waiting to enter a trade, but price level, you're kind of waiting, and then price level breaks below resistance or below the level that you're hoping to enter into. So price level breaks below resistance. Now, bear in mind, resistance is at the top of where price action is. Resistance is at the top of where your price action is. So you've set your resistance. If price breaks above it, you want to enter your trade. Not just breaking above it, you want that candlestick to close. So you know how when, you know, the candlestick is still moving and moving, it's a 1 minute candlestick and it's only 20 seconds. And you kind of need to wait for the whole 1 minute and see, is it going to keep going up and close as a green candle, or is it going to go down and close as a red candle? You always want the candlestick you're looking at, be it the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 5 minute, you want it to close before you enter the trade. Many a times I've entered a trade where price action breaks above the resistance. Let's look for one. Where price action breaks above resistance, Here, I'm looking for a good one. Let's go to the 1 minute. Oh, this is a good point. Let's say here, let's enlarge this. And if we look at this, we see, you know, there's a line to the left of this big candle. The line is support. To the right, it becomes, so to the left of the green candle, the line is it is support still, because price action is above. So that may not be a good example. Maybe here. So we're looking at price action. If you follow my cursor, and then price action comes down to this level. And so we know what we want is we want price action to break above this level. And the hope is that when it breaks above the level, it will keep going up. But what happens here? It comes down to this level. It's already broken above it further along. So it's broken above it here. It goes up. Now this is 1 minute, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these minutes, it stays above, but look what happens here. It breaks down. So that's why it's easy to, it's possible to make money on this trade, because day traders, you know, what we do is we're not staying in a trade too long. So if I were to purchase anything at this point, I will be in it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. Once I see this candlestick, I'm out of the trade. So what we want ideally is you want to be checking on the 1 minute. The 1 minute will help you enter in at a precise point. You know, you don't want to enter in at this candlestick. You could have entered in at this candlestick because it broke above and it stayed above. But what happens? It comes back down. Now, you will always have fluctuations. That's why you look at your higher time frames as well. So this is 12:53. Let's go to 12:53 on the 5 minute. 12:53 is about here. So this is 12:53 on the 5 minute. And look at that. It breaks above 5 minutes. It keeps going and going above this red level we've drawn. In the next 5 minutes, it comes all the way down, but it doesn't close down here. It closes right at that level again. Okay, so you could still probably stay in this trade. So now you've been in this trade 10 minutes. And this trade, this candlestick is a 5 minute candlestick, and it closes right at that point above the square, at the top of the candlestick, and it keeps going up. And that's the point at which you want to enter your trade and then exit it before it comes down. Again, it depends on what kind of trader you are. Are you in it for the long term? For instance, Bitcoin, I'm just buying Bitcoin now. I don't care whether, it ran up to 42,000. It came down to 20. I don't know what it came down to over this past week, 27,000. I don't care. All I do when it comes down is I just pick up some more, because now it's trading at a discount. Why buy at 42K when I can buy it at 27,000? Then you pick up a few more coins, because I believe that Bitcoin is going to 100K and beyond. So I want to be accumulating my coins now that, you know, that is cheaper. I think we can take a few more questions. Stop loss. Now, a stop loss. Okay, so a stop loss. I'll go back to my screen. I'll explain a little bit about stop losses. I mean, if I'm in like my Bitcoin purchases now, I have no stop losses because I don't care. I just believe in Bitcoin. So it may go up, it may come down, but I believe that ultimately Bitcoin is going to keep going. So once I purchase Bitcoin, no stop losses. When I'm day trading, like, you know, Tesla and all these stocks, I will day trade Tesla. I mean, if I put some money into it, I don't want to lose too much of it. And if you look at Tesla, let's look at Tesla on a 15-minute. A 15-minute time frame is one of my favorite time frames, because if you look at the 15-minute time frame, you know, you can get this is a whole day. You can get a good idea of how price action moved in the day. And, you know, it's up, then it's down, then it's up, and then it kind of, sometime about 1 p.m. in the day, it just kept heading up. So if I'd been watching this trade at this this green candle, actually, if I wanted to enter into this trade, the minute it broke above this level, I would have entered in at this 11:45 green candle. Your stop loss is going to go below the candlestick at which you entered in. That's a good place to put your stop loss. If ever you're confused where to put your stop loss, you see, because if we draw a level here, my levels are off. If we draw a level there, okay, you can see that this candlestick broke from the lower level to the, broke through from the lower level, broke through the next upper level. If it ever comes back down to the bottom here, I'm out of the trade. Your stop loss will go right here. And as you can see, it never came back down for the rest of the day. If we had done the same thing earlier on, the stock market's open here at 9:30, and we enter into the trade on this candlestick, we put our stop loss right here, it would have been triggered because on this candlestick, it broke down, and instead of me losing too much, look at all the way, it went all the way down there. You could lose up to 80% of your investment. But the stop loss would have got me out at, say, a 5% loss or 10% loss, whatever it is, you feel comfortable with. And that just gives you an idea of how to set your stop losses. There is no, you could make setting a stop loss an exact science, but I feel it's more like an art. You kind of eyeball it, and then you just want to have an idea of where to set it. Okay, so we can still take a few more questions. How do you place a sell order trade or a short trade? Oh, well, with that, first of all, you got to make sure the platform that you're on, will allow, or the account that you have opened will allow you to sell short. So I am not a short, I don't short sell. What I do is I will use options, and with options, you can make money when the price of an instrument goes down. But I'm not a short seller. But basically, with short selling, you have to, the platform you're on has to loan you the stock you want to sell. So it sounds a bit complicated, maybe because it is, but they first loan you, say, they loan you 100 shares of Tesla. And that's like, $10,000. They will loan it to you, and then you will sell it because you know that the price of Tesla is coming down, and when it comes down, you buy it, and that's how they make their profit. But I don't think that's for this platform. That's like, a completely different topic. Okay. So, with trading, to be honest with you, you're going to have your wins and your losses. You can't. It's almost like with the weather, we're going to have the nice sunny days, dry days, and then we're going to have those thunderstormy days. It just comes with weather, but all we're trying to do in trading is we're trying to manage our risks so that we don't lose too much when the weather is bad, or when the trade, like, Bitcoin dropped in price. I don't know, it dropped like, what that was like $18,000 drop last week. I think it was on Friday or Thursday. It is what it is. But I didn't get excited. I didn't sell my Bitcoin. And now the price of Bitcoin has gone back up again. I think it's like hovering at 32. Let's go. See if my chart is still up. The price of Bitcoin now against the US dollar is right here, 32,000. But this guy, this came down. Let me change this chart to a daily chart. Look at how low this dropped on. This is a daily, right? So this was yesterday. It came all the way down 28, I believe it even went down to 27,000 or 28,000. But you don't want to panic and you don't want to sell because, hey, it's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a completely, totally different beast. You kind of got to look at Bitcoin a bit like you look at gold. And is there ever a time you wouldn't want to buy gold? You know, you buy gold and you know that if ever you need to sell your gold, you know, you're good. You'll make money. Let's go back to the live stream. You see, I still... Okay. Rashman, what you're doing is very, very, very radical. I hear of people who do what you're doing all the time. They'll sell their house. I heard someone sold his house and moved in with his mother. And then he threw all the proceeds from the house into Bitcoin. Now, those are people who really believe. I mean, these are people who are just, they're determined to become millionaires, okay? Yeah, they're determined to become millionaires. You know, I believe in Bitcoin. And the beauty of Bitcoin now, with it moving past this previous high, its previous all-time high in 2017 was about 20,000K. And then for the next 3 years, it just came down and it just was just doing its own thing until a few months ago when it just decided to break resistance and start heading back up again. And the beauty of Bitcoin is there's only a limited amount of Bitcoin in the whole world. And so, of course, we all know when something is there's a limit on something, the price is going to go up. So that's one way of doing it. I mean, that's why I'm buying Bitcoin and holding. And Rashman, I don't know. I'm not going to say, yes, that's, you know, good thing to do or bad thing. But hey, it's all about your beliefs. So I pray it works out for you and that you don't regret ever selling your car and putting that into Bitcoin. You see, that's the thing about Ethereum. Ethereum is considered the most popular of the altcoins. So the altcoins are all the other coins that are not Bitcoin. And Ethereum is right up there. And I believe in Ethereum, so I also hold Ethereum, and I'm not bothered that the price goes up or down. But there is some kind of trading psychology, some kind of psychology to when Bitcoin is running up, altcoins are running down, you know, and then when the altcoins kind of, you know, skyrocketing, then the price of Bitcoin comes down. But I think that's like a kind of psychology or trading, you know, I don't know the word to use, that you kind of have to look into it and read into it to understand how that works. I'm not too sure of how that works. Yeah, we all want to be millionaires. We all want to be millionaires. Okay, so I don't know, this, you know, it's actually been quite a challenge for me to get this live stream going. I used to do Facebook Live, and it was nothing close to as complicated as doing a live on YouTube. So, you know, I'm still kind of trying to figure this out, but I'll see. You know, maybe I'll do another one next week on Saturday, same time, and I'll have to publicize it a little better, and, you know, we'll just kind of take it from there. But I feel I could do it weekly, or maybe every other week. I'll see. I'm gonna go over the replay of this particular one, and then that will help me determine what exactly I want to do with it. I mean, my whole goal of doing this is to create a forum where we can actually interact better, and where I can take some of your questions live, hoping that, you know, as I answer your question, it hopefully answers the questions of a bunch of other people as well. So it's like, you know, I'm helping more people than, say, if I respond to your one comment on my channel. And, you know, so I just want to try this out to see how you guys feel about it, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, that's okay. You're waiting for alt season. Yeah, you know, I'm all about Bitcoin, Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, yeah. So, I don't know if let me see if there's anything else I have scheduled, for today. Nothing much really. I just wanted to go over the chart. Actually, I wanted to chart Netflix as well, because my brother, I have a brother who is heavily into Netflix, and he was pleasantly surprised to wake up, I think that was Friday, and the price of Netflix had increased $60 or something like that. I don't even know what the news was. Usually there'll be a catalyst or something that makes stocks run up. Maybe they've just acquired another company, or, you know, they had an awesome earnings report. But for whatever the reason, he had quite a few Netflix stocks, and so he was sitting pretty. No, Nina, I do not use leverage trading on Binance. Actually, I do not use leverage trading at all. I feel leverage trading is really for your more experienced trader, and even with the experienced traders, things can go horribly wrong with leverage trading, because, I mean, you're trading with money that you don't have, and it's bad enough losing on the money you do have without losing on somebody else's money, you know. So it's just it's really for the more seasoned trader, and I wouldn't recommend any new trader dabbling into leverage of any type. If you want to do any kind of leveraging, go borrow money from your sister, or or from your mom, you know, or something like that. But borrowing from these platforms is not a good idea. I mean, it works for some, definitely. The reason why it's there is because, you know, there is a demand. So there is a demand, but this is just a personal opinion. I do not trade on leverage. Yeah, so you put in, Onovo, I see a former question of yours. You put in $150 on Binance, now it's $95. When you say you put it on Binance, you must have purchased something with it. So you put your $150 on Binance, and then you picked up, you know, some coins. It's the value of the coins that dropped. So if it's down to 95, if it's Bitcoin you've got, I would say don't worry too much, because Bitcoin is going up. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mara. The accent. Yeah, you know, I get a lot of comments about my accent. I don't know. I've lived on 3 continents. I'm currently living in the United States. I did live in the United Kingdom. I was actually born in the United Kingdom, and I lived there. I schooled there for some time. And then I, you know, lived in Nigeria, went to high school in Nigeria, and college. And so I guess my accent is just plain mixed. It is what it is. So I think, you know, my goal has been achieved for this first live streaming. It's been an experience for me. I didn't really think it would be so technical, and it is. And but hey, you know, the reason why I even like YouTube so much is because once you're determined to learn something new on YouTube, you can learn something new. You know, you can learn to be a good trader, but you're going to have to put a lot of work into it. I was mentored for 2 years by my brother, and for 2 years we would meet up on each other's computer He would log into my computer. Sometimes I would log into his, and we would just go over charting. You know, we'd chart, and then over the next week we'd trade, and then we'd come back and see what went well, what didn't go well. And so, you know, I mean, that's over a period of 2 years. But I have been into buying shares, buying and selling shares, and the like for at least the past 20 years. So there's always, I find there's always something new to learn. Just when you think, you know, you got all that experience behind you, you watch a video and you think, whoa, you know, I'll go and try that on Monday morning. Yeah. Oh, you see, Honorable, there's so many coins out there. I don't know. The last time I think I checked, if you Google it, has something like, is it like 5,000 coins? And so that's why it's important before you even enter a coin that you kind of do a little research on the coin. I mean, everybody knows Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I call Bitcoin the granddaddy of all cryptocurrencies. Before there was any other coin, there was Bitcoin. And then all the other cryptocurrencies came after it. And it is expensive to get into Bitcoin, but equally you can pick up fractional parts of it. And you're sure that ultimately the price of Bitcoin will go up. Now, so as for all these other altcoins, I liken them to penny stocks. Penny stocks are stocks that trade, I think it's under $5, and they're very erratic in movement. So you could have a penny stock trade at $1 for, you know, 6 years. And just all of a sudden, maybe because of some catalyst, like the wheat stocks, I don't know, last year there was all this catalyst, and this particular stock, I'm actually in this wheat stock right now. It's called Tilray, TLR. The ticker symbol is TLRY. And this thing went up to $300. You know, if I had to pull up a Tilray chart, let me see if I can do that. If I had to pull up a Tilray chart, this thing is crazy. It went up. So let me type that in, Tilray. Okay, this is it, Tilray. And if we look at the daily, right, the daily or the weekly, let's look at the weekly. And this thing was so crazy. Look at it. It went all the way up. So it was a new stock trading at, you know, I don't know, $20, under $20. And this thing just went up to $300 plus. So this is what we call a parabolic move. And then it just, like the very next week, it just dropped, and it's been down ever since. I mean, I recently got into the trade because I like the, you know, price movement. Let's go to the daily. I think I'd been in the trade for a while, to be honest, and we had this break above resistance right here. See that break above resistance? So it's been, you know, under forever, and then it broke above, and I just jumped on that trade. But that kind of movement where, you know, 300 today and then it's down to $20 tomorrow. This is what some of these altcoins do. So you got to really know what you're doing when you're trading altcoins that are not they're not ranked. Now, if you go to what is it called? CoinMarketCap. I hope you know CoinMarketCap. Actually, I'll try and put it in here. I think it's like coinmarketcap.com, something like that. If you go to CoinMarketCap, it actually ranks all the coins, the cryptocurrencies, and it gives them rankings. So Bitcoin is always going to be ranked number 1. Usually Ethereum will be ranked number 2. And so before you get into any coin, you just check the ranking. I mean, if a coin is ranked, you know, 4002, I'm not going to want to do much with that coin. So that's just a word of caution. It's not all the coins that trade equally, and it's just the nature of cryptocurrency. So you got to be super, super careful and stick with coins that have the ranking, that are ranked, I guess, the top 100, you know, something like that, and just stick with that. Okay, so at this point, I just want to call it a day. I hope it's been useful. We've been online. We've been streaming for almost an hour. I hope you found some value out of it, some merit out of it. It's been awesome. Just, sometimes I love it when the groups are smaller and you can kind of, have a little chit chat, with a few people, as compared to when there's so many. And, sometimes it's easy to lose people's questions in this whole, when the chat is just scrolling up and up, so it's kind of been nice. And I hope you found some value, and I will be releasing a video on Wednesday. There might be some little differences, but I'm not going to say too much about it. Just keep posted. If you haven't joined my Telegram group, join my Telegram group. You'll get it on most of my recent videos. There's a link in at least my last, I would say my last 10 to 12 videos. I have the link, the Telegram link in them. And I will see you on the next video or in the next live stream. So have a wonderful day, happy trading, and I'll catch you later.